Hello, beautiful people. My name is Joshua Nchubosa. That's my full name. And I'm currently studying my master's degree in chemistry at Southern Connecticut State University, which is located in New Haven, Connecticut, in the state of Connecticut. Yeah, I did my bachelor's degree in chemistry from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So once I was done, I decided to further my education in the US. So I decided to search schools that are offering masters in chemistry, either masters or PhD. So I applied to both masters and PhD, but most of the time the PhD, they are very competitive. So we have something like straight PhD from bachelor's to PhD. So instead of you to do masters for 2 years and PhD for 4 years, making 6, when you have a straight PhD, it becomes 5 years. Yeah, so I have some of my mates who had the opportunity to get what straight PhD because then they had first class and strong upper. So, but I was fortunate. I had a low GPA. So, and PhDs are very, very competitive. So all the schools I applied, they assured me for admission, but at the end of the day, they told me it was very competitive, and I had to apply to other schools. I did a lot of schools, and by God's grace, I ended up in Southern Connecticut State University. Yeah, by God's grace, I was one of the students among my batch who got publication, which is my research thesis was published in one of the journal. So I was fortunate because it was one of my professors' research work. She didn't have the time to do it, so he gave it to me, and she was my academic supervisor or research supervisor. So she gave it to me and a friend. We did our best. We went to pick samples and everything was great. So I don't know if it was a plan to make a publication out of it. And by God's grace, she did it. So it was a plus for me because I got a research publication. So when I did the application, it became a plus for me because even though I graduated a low GPA and most chemistry courses is mainly about research. And even if when you are sending code emails, you need to send code emails to professors whose research work aligns with yours. So that's what I did. My research work was categorized under environmental chemistry. So mostly I send code emails towards environmental chemists. So one day, and on my code email, I put a link on my publication. So when they see it, it makes professors like me and like my research experience, because it's a research work where scientists all over the world can see. But at the end of the day, my low GPA was a factor that was not allowing me to get good. Like most of the schools turned me down because of the low GPA. Yeah, so at least the research publication was a plus for me. When I went the first time, I was denied. So I have spoken to a lot of friends. They gave me the assurance that if I'm going to write a GRE, it's also going to give me an upper hand. So I wrote the GRE, though I did not get a perfect score. Let's say I got like 50%, but it was a good step because most schools don't really depend on though some of the schools, they have the minimum requirement for the GRE, but I did not get it. But the enthusiastic move you went ahead to write it, they'll know that, this guy, at least he's something who wants to make improvement in his life. So they had to give me a chance. So I wrote the GRE, and I also did online courses on Coursera and EDS. So it all adds up. So you can do like Microsoft Word or Excel, because these are tools that graduate school, every graduate, even undergraduate, you need to it's going to help you in your research work. So I had to do courses, and I got a certificate. So I added it to my CV, and all these together, it became a plus. Though I had a low GPA, but your work experience too was a plus. Your working experience. So all of these were the stuff that I did to make my application very competitive. And by God's grace, I landed here in Connecticut. So I graduated with a GPA of 2.59. That is my overall GPA, and came with 48 points. So I had even below 50, which is lower. So I had to pass. My friends told me because I graduated the pass, I can never make it to the United States. So because of that, a friend gave me opportunity, so I had to try British Army, and I got denied too. So, and the second time, a friend of mine was in Cyprus. So he was in Cyprus International University. So he spoke to me and was like, that school, they don't care about your GPA. they will give you a scholarship and you're gonna come. So I had to, because already my UK, most Ghanaians travel to the US and UK. And these are the two places to already get a denial on UK and the US. My friends are telling it's not gonna be possible. So guy, try somewhere, try other countries. My friends did not motivate me. They told me that it's not gonna be possible. So I had to focus on other countries, like, because by God's grace, I got a visa to Cyprus, and Cyprus gave me 25% scholarship because of my low GPA. But because students with, I think, good grades, they get 50%. So when you get there, you work and you pay the other. But I got 25%. And with Cyprus, Ghana's currency is even bigger than that. And the school is charging school fees in euros. So imagine you are in Ghana, going to university, and you are paying euros. Imagine the number of cities you're going to convert to euros to pay. Ghana's currency is even bigger than that. So you can imagine the number of Turkish lira. We spend Turkish money. Turkish lira you're going to convert. Even if you're a student and you are working, they don't pay you good, because those who are skilled workers are paid because they came to the country with working visa. So they pay them so well. But you that you're a student, they don't give you. So imagine the number of years they're going to work to convert this small money into euros. You can't do it. It will be going to be hard for me. So it was, I think, and when we went to that time was 2019, 2020. And that was COVID time. We stayed in the house for 3 months. So after that, school started, I started going to school and all that. And after the first semester, another COVID, we went to another lockdown. I think around January 2020, there was another lockdown. So that time, then I got the idea. I was like, no. When I check the future, I realized that, and anytime there's a lockdown, I end up spending all my money. Sometimes my parents have to send me money from Ghana. So things were tough for me. So I make a decision that, and I know the family that I'm from, nobody is willing to pay that fees for me. So what is the problem? So I needed to start doing research, because I had the idea that even if I know that most chemistry universities that are offering chemistry in the US, they are giving good scholarship. Why? Because most of my friends who had first class, second class, or even lower, most of them come to the US with good scholarship. So I realized that, no, if these people are able to do this, then I can also do that. One of my I posted this flyer because most I support my friends. So I posted this travel and tour on my flyer on my status, and a friend of mine too showed interest. So the guy had contacted that friend who is running travel and tour, and he was like, "Your friend I've been trying to reach him. He doesn't pick my course." So I went to speak with my friend. I remember it was one Sunday. I was like, "Guy, the one guy that I've given you a client, but you're not responding to the clients. Why are you doing that?" And he said he has been very, very busy working on other people's application. That's why he's not responding to him. He's going to respond. And the guy came to me and he was like, "You yourself, you are pushing people to come to the US. You are in Cyprus. Don't you want to come?" I said, bro, I can help you come to the US, even though you haven't, because I have done that. I've worked on people's application. They have low GPA. I can help you. So the guy told me to send my CV, and I said, statement of purpose. I wrote, even the one I wrote, I was struggling to write, but I wrote something. And he said, send it to me. The guy took all of them. And he was like, do this. He gave me instructions. And that was locked down. So I had 1 month, whole full month of January in the house. So when I wake up, because lockdown, you're not going anywhere. So when I wake up, I started doing research. I go to Google Scholar, got my research on environmental chemistry. And when I spoke to my friends in the US, I told them to send me their SOPs. So I think 3 or 4 of them sent theirs to me. And I read through, because there are different branches of chemistry. Some of them are biochemistry, some of them are inorganic, organic. But when I went through the SOP, I didn't need to, because the reason why most people don't want to share their SOPs is because people copy exactly. No, if you do that, that's why people don't want to share their SOPs to you. For me, I just needed to know the trend, each paragraph, what went on. So I read the first paragraph. They were writing about their research experience. So I was like, fine, if they're doing that, let me also do. So I went to Google Scholar, search for environmental chemistry, search for articles related to my research work, and I got ideas, and I started inputting it in my SOP. I started doing that, and I sent it to that guy, and he went through, and he added some. He was the one who let me know that there's difference between academic CV and job CV. For that guy, I didn't know. I thought the same CV you can use. No, your objectives for job CV is different from your objectives for academic CV. Your goal for school is different from your goal from work. Because you are going to a company, what value are you going to put into that company? So that's your objectives. What value are you going to bring on board? And if you are going to school to, what is your dream? What do you want to achieve at the end of that 4-year or 2 years master's program? So the objective for school is different from work. So the guy explained to us, wow, I never knew about this CV and what the guy wrote for the academic one. I realized there were differences. The objectives were different. But though they might be similar, but the objectives and other stuff, they might be different. Wow. So I learned a lot from that guy. And today I've also started from the guy, even when I started application, sometimes when I started my application and I get to a part and I have no idea, like you see SSN, a lot of people see S and social security number. I didn't know all about that. And it's for citizens. So when I get to a portion and I don't understand, I will screenshot it, I will send it to you. He's very busy. So when he comes back and reply, then the guy really helped me. And today, from him and the lesson that I learned, I've also started my travel agency. The experience that I got, I also decided to start, and I've also started YouTube, and I'm helping a lot of students get admissions. So that's how my journey. So I applied to one school, PhD, at Florida International University. And they told me that they was very competitive. I want to go, the rest, my profile is very nice. So what they're going to do, they're going to keep my profile. Then the following year, they're going to what? And one school gave me admission with that scholarship because of my low GPA. So when my friend was, I told you, so this is step one. Even step one, PhD people are telling you they're going to keep your profile. You don't miss there's something. Don't give up. So it's about research. I did research. And most of the students, since I started my travel agency, and I started making videos on my YouTube channel, most students will come, they have low GPA. They want you, the one who is giving them tips to do everything. It doesn't work that way. You are the one who wasn't able to make time to study. Your parents took you to school. You ended up 4 years wasting the time. You did not study. That is why, because at the end of the year, your results will show what you did during the 4 years. Quality, that's my passion. Yes. So if I did not study hard, then I need to what? Do a new research on how, and most people don't want to do that. And if you're not willing to do your research as someone who has a low GPA, then I'm sorry, it's going to be difficult for you. Yes, because this year, no grief for anybody. So don't grieve for your application. Make sure you are what? Make sure you are getting the good score, even though it's a low GPA. All things are possible. Put it at the back of your mind. And because of, when I want to start videos on low GPA people, that's why I went to buy this neon light. Believe in yourself. So if you want to, you have a low GPA, whether lower, second class lower, or a pass, the first thing you need to know is what? Believe in yourself. Because I believe that, though I have a low GPA, but I can do it. And my friend came to support. So if you're not believing in yourself, nobody will come in and support you. And today, they said I couldn't make it. That's why I've created a channel to help. But I realized that a lot of people, sometimes, you see, people go through a lot. People go through a lot. And you might not know someone's situation. It's no student's will or purpose that they will go to school, their parents spend huge amounts of money on them, go and waste 4 years in a university and come out with a low GPA. Nobody wants that. But situations, people go through situations when people lose their parents who are taking care of them. People face financial difficulties. People face health issues. People face psychological issues. Even some people, their relationship give them psychological, and they couldn't study. So they ended up with a low GPA. So people like this, fine, we can say that they did not study hard or whatever. But what made them not study hard? There were reasons. That is why there are universities in the US who is like, write a statement. That's why I like US. So people in the low GPA, the only place that I would advise that to study in the US, because US is the only country who will give you the opportunity to express yourself in your statement of purpose, why you graduated with a low GPA, and they are going to read it and give you the admission and the good scholarship you deserve. And before that, before I did the US, I had already started applying schools in Norway, like the Scandinavian countries or Europe. I started up in Netherlands, Belgium. They all rejected my application. Because for them, they need first class and second class upper. That is what they need. So if you have lower or pass, forget. Europe, forget. Germany, they all denied me. I did a friend's application in Germany, second class upper. I applied to most like 5 schools in Germany. He got denied. So imagine second class power is being denied. So imagine me that I got rejected easily. And for them, I remember Belgium and Netherlands. If you are applying, they'll first of all allow you to upload your transcript. If you're not meeting first class, they'll not allow you to continue the application process.
Wow.
Then they'll send you an email that they are sorry, you cannot continue application because you don't meet the requirement. That's it. Yes. For recommendations, I'm even becoming emotional. I want to cry. Recommendation in life, for me, in life, I don't want to stand somewhere and blame people. The moment you blame people, no, let me put it this way. I hate it when people jump into conclusion when they have not sorted out or gone to the person to ask them why they are doing that. So, do you know something? When I was in Cyprus, I had a friend who was living close to on KNUST campus. He was living in New Site. So I used to make direct calls from Cyprus to my professor. I got in my research. I called it directly because, like, most of the professors are not active on WhatsApp. So I went to buy. Bro, I've invested money. I went to buy a recharge card. Call directly to Ghana and call all the professors. And even when you call them, they are not going to, especially when you're not even in Ghana. They don't mind you. They will not mind you. Maybe my own professor, I fought with her. Yes, I fought. So in life, that's what I'm saying. You need to believe in yourself. I don't know what to say. It's so, for me, even when I came to Ghana, well, because of the admission, I got admission with that funding. And I was like, let me come to Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian with a Ghanaian passport. And getting visa in Cyprus is going to be tough. Yes, because when I went to, you see, in life, you need to do research. Research is very, very good. And right now, I'm even embarking on what? A university. It's called Virtual Mind University. And we were taught about research last week. So research is a key. I did my research in Cyprus and I realized that most people use Cyprus as an opportunity to enter Europe. So most of the embassies in Turkey and Cyprus, when you apply for visa, they know that you came through school so that you can use Cyprus to enter Europe. So most of the people who apply for they got denied. Most people get denied. And because of that, the embassies in Cyprus and Turkey, they have a high, when you don't have like $12,000, 12,000 pounds or 12,000 euros in your account. And they know that the country to their money and euros, the interval exchange rate is big. Raise the mark, or which is the amount of money. So when I realized that, no, I said, no, if I apply US visa here, it's not going to help me. I'm a Ghanaian and I've gotten admission and the school is expecting me for fall 2021. So I had to go back to Ghana. And I make a plan. So after January, I started working from February. I had to work and gather money for my plane ticket. So I worked from February to May. I was studying in Cyprus, but you're supposed to pay fees before you continue the following semester. And I couldn't pay. But when I was coming, I was given 25 and I paid 10,000 cedis because they needed, I think, initial deposit of 1,500 euros. So the 1,500 euros plus 25% only catered for me for only one semester. So if you want to continue the following term, you need to come and pay. How am I going to get the money? That's why I needed to be smart, start doing research. Because chemistry, I got a low GPA. I got a research publication, which is a strong, you understand, it's very strong background for me. So I was like, let me push. Started doing my research. So bro, there was no hope. And I don't think any family member was. So I did not even call any family member to tell them if they can give me. Everybody is thinking about their family. So don't come and add your problems to theirs. So I was like, I won't call. Let me do my research. There are schools that I can use my certificate and my research publication to get 100% without calling any family member. So I gathered money from February. And so lockdown was over from February. So I started working from February to May. And I was able to gather money for my plane ticket for 4 months, save money. And I left Cyprus in May. I think my flight was around 20-something May. And I came to Ghana. So when I came to Ghana, unfortunately for me, I also lost my sister. My sister was very ill. Yes, it was very ill. Yeah, thank you. I lost my sister. When I got to Ghana on Saturday, the following day, so I couldn't even get to Kumasi to even see the face of my sister. And when I went to Kumasi, the next time I saw her was she was laid in bed. We were going to bury her. So after the funeral, then that was when I started with my visa application because family needed to support me. They said, let's finish with the funeral. And I went, I think that was Missouri University of Science and Technology in Missouri. They gave me admission without funding. I sent coding notes, I did everything. But my GPA was a problem. Indians are Indians. And those people who created the WhatsApp platform, go and check the number. Indian number code. 90% of the students were from India.
Yeah.
And they are coming first class and a GPA of like 3.7, 3. These people, and the GRE too. You see, the education system is more like what the Americans and the European countries. So when they write the GRE, they're able to get good score because the American system and our Ghana African system is far different. That's why most students go in the field. I know first class students who went to GRE in the field because our education system are way different. That's why we feel on the GRE. Even if it comes to the big words, we are not familiar with those words in our school. That's what most of them need to. And I did a transcript evaluation. But bro, I made my plan that everything. I mean, I'm going to America. So I did the transcript because I realized that when you need to do that's I love research. When I did my research, I realized that most Ghanaian students, or not only Ghanaian students, most people don't have, especially those from Africa, they don't have money to pay for transcript evaluation. I had a low GPA and I applied to schools that are accepting transcript. I will give the upper hand. Those schools are not competitive because most people cannot apply because they cannot afford the transcript evaluation. This is if you are not, so you have a low GPA. This is the trick. So I went to do, and the GRE, when I was going to write the GRE, my friends, the same friends, the GRE is hard. People first class, they couldn't pass. You had to pass. Can you pass? They were laughing at me. I said, me, I know what I'm seeing. Nobody's seeing what I'm seeing. Me, I'm going to America. I don't give a damn what you're saying. So I went ahead, started GRE classes. A friend of mine, her name is Pearl, she used to come home and teach me. But I decided to go for because the English part, I needed a professional teacher to read I'm good at maths, but English, I'm weak at English. So I was like, so I started to enroll. So I stopped the lady from coming and I told her that I want to join you in your class. So I started the same classes with her. And and even money to pay for it was a problem. If I tell you how I got money to start that classes, it was a miracle. Because when I returned from Cyprus and I went for my visa interview, I was denied. And I had to borrow money. So when I was denied, when I came outside the embassy, bro, my spirit left me to a different world. I stood at the embassy for 3 good hours. I lost my sister, I was in pain, and I came for interview too. Something that I thought was going to give the family joy. I came and I was denied. And the visa officer too, it was a woman. I said, I want to Cyprus, I can't pay. My father has money. I can't pay. I was defending myself. I don't know, so she even went to the senior visa officer or the chief consular. As my friend said, it became the testimony my friend, oh, the visa officer will go through your transcript and because you got arrested, I had 4 receipts. When the visa officers see that you have 4 receipts, they won't deny you. And it came to pass. So when the woman wanted to give it to me, because she also realized I had a travel experience, that was another key. That's why I left Cyprus. When I come to Ghana, the Cyprus will become a travel experience for me. You want to get a visa easily or increase your chances, travel experience counts. The Cyprus is going to be a travel experience for me. So the woman was, if I were able to travel to a country, pay plane ticket in and out, that means you at least family is good. So if I come to US, I can pay. But when she took my transcript, so I'm sure when she went to the chief consular, the man denied this guy because the failed. The rest is in mind. Yes. In my class, chemistry is hard. It's tough. Most of my class, one guy even has second class upper. When we were graduating, he couldn't graduate. He had to rest. So his name was not mentioned during the graduation ceremony. Second class upper. He failed. Chemistry is hard. I'm telling you. That is Missouri University of Science and Technology with no funding. And when I went, I was denied. I was a bunch of, for me, because I was in pain because of my sisters. And when I went to Cyprus, I couldn't complete. So I was like, when I come, I need to push. Because I've gone through a lot. That 1 month on that lockdown, I was out of school. I was doing research. And the visa officer too was centered on how I'm going to pay. Because it was $48,000 a year. 48, bro. If your tuition is high, if you don't get any funding, it's always advisable to go with your dad. You have a low GPA or you had admission without funding, it's always advisable to go with your father's bank statement because your father is the one who brought you on earth and he has the sole responsibility to take care of you. So if you didn't get any funding and your deficit is so huge, $30,000 to 40, And you're going to my uncle. Your uncle too has family. But there's no way your uncle will pay. You think this visa officer, they're smart. I had a banter with her. We were arguing. Because for me, I was like 90% the woman would have given the visa to me. But she went to the chief consular, told him, though my travel experience, I couldn't complete the Cyprus. And when the chief consular went to I'm sure it's the transcript. The arrested guy, no funding, and he's not, his GPA is low, deny him. I'm sure that was what went on. So when the woman came, she came to the counter and said, I'm sorry, I can't issue a visa at this time. And she done. So when I went home, I did my research again. Don't give up. You're not being denied first. I'm Captain America. I'll never give up. So I went again. And I started calling my friends in the US. Bro, this is what happened to me. I did doing research. This time I used to have low GPA. So I spoke to the same friend who was running a travel and tour. Bro, I was denied. What are you going to? And they were like, since you came from Serbia in Ghana, find GRE classes and start. Bro, that time I had to go and drive Uber because I needed money to go and pay. I had to start. I was driving Uber before I left, and now when I came back, I was driving Uber. But guy who came and is still driving hustling. Bro, all the girls, they all left me. Bro, it was not easy.